Hello everybody. I thought I would make a quick video for you to help you get through Lab 2 as easily as possible. Okay, so let's just jump right into it here. I'll share my screen. It shouldn't take too long. All right. Okay, let's go to the lab instructions. First here, if you looked at them last week, they've changed again. But that things have been moved around, but the instructions are I think the same. So scroll down to the lab description, lab instructions. You can see that's a hot link. We'll click on that and open up the lab instructions. You see here the template for Apply Oracle Lab 2, and this is a little different than what's in the template in your Fedora image. So I'll come back to that and point that out. Okay, I'm going to jump right into here the tutorial details for command line. Okay. All right, so the steps 1 through 8 that I referenced in my announcement are now down here. And they're steps A through K or something like that, okay? So these instructions are the same. Create a Lab 2 directory and create the subdirectories and copy files from McLaughlin's GitHub, and so the instruction says copy from Lab 2 directory to the Lab 2 directory, which is correct, and the example down here is not correct. Okay, so make sure you copy to the from the create lab 2 directory to the lab 2 directory, adding the underscore lab suffix to the file name. Okay, and then E here is editing the program. So you can read this as far as what to edit, what needs to be changed inside the files to the underscore lab, but I'm going to walk you through this step a little bit. But let's go to F here first. And so do this, copy the create Oracle store 2.sql file. And this instruction has changed. He said call it the integration file. Well, now he just says call it your apply Oracle Lab 2 file. Okay, so the create Oracle store 2 becomes your apply Oracle Lab 2 file, and copy it to your Lab 2 directory. There's a mistake here. This create should not be here, okay, so it should just be your Lab 2 directory, apply Oracle Lab 2, and then your name, okay, there. Okay, now after you've done that, then go and do step E. Okay, so let's go look at that. So here's my apply Oracle Lab 2 Mick. So I copied the create Oracle store 2. And I've got this Y in front of it, don't worry about that. And notice down here, so you need to change all of these script names now to your names, which have the underscore lab, right? So change everything, all of that, to underscore lab, and change all of these to underscore lab, and all of these to underscore lab, and these you don't need to worry about. And there's, I'll go over it now, I guess. There's another change you need to make to the script here. Okay, so the create Oracle Store 2 does not have these two commands. Okay, so you need to put these two commands and run these two scripts at the front of your apply Oracle Lab 2 script. Okay, so you can just copy them from this video here, right? Or you can find these, well, if you go to the template, the apply Oracle Lab 2.sql, the template in your Fedora. Here are two commands. The first one is correct, so you can copy and paste these into this script, but the second one needs to be modified. Okay, so it needs to say lab2/create Oracle Store 2.sql. Okay, so make sure you have that. Okay, now these scripts here are called in a particular order. That's important. And so when you go through and edit your files, the my video and the second half of the lab instructions gives you the order to go through and edit these files, but this this file right here also gives you the order. You can see it. Okay, so here's what you do. You go into your system user lab.sql file, and I've got it open here, and it's in my lab 2 directory. That's where it's got to be, right? And so here you go through and you change those things from system user to system user lab. Okay, so don't forget to change the log file. Okay, I use .log. You can use .txt, but make sure your log file says system user lab. All right, and so make sure that you keep the right case here. So some things are lowercase, system user lab there, and some things down here in the validation query are uppercase. So make sure this, excuse me, that this stays uppercase. Okay, so you make your system user lab edits in this file. Then second, save that. Okay, and then second, go to the common lookup lab file. So in this file, you will need to change common lookup to common lookup lab, and you'll need to change system user references to system user lab. Okay. There's one other thing here that you need to be mindful of, and let me get it up here in the create table statement. You also need to look for where it says C lookup. Okay, and you need to change references of C lookup to C lookup lab. Okay, and there are a few of these here. Okay, now, so when we came here, we changed common lookup to common lookup lab and system user to system user lab. What is the next table, next file you go to? Member lab. So you go into member lab, and now you change all member references to member lab, and change common lookup references to common lookup lab, and change system user references to system user lab in that file. Okay, then you go to the contact file, and change all contact references to contact lab, and all member references to member lab, all common lookup references to common lookup lab, and all system user references to system user lab. Okay, and the same thing, address to address lab, and then contact. You need to look in that file for contact to contact lab, member to member lab. Okay, and so each time you go in to one of these files and change the file name, the references to underscore lab, you need to go through the previous ones, right? Because the lower files reference the higher files. Okay, so if you do that, you can't go wrong. Not every file, you know, references every table, but if you follow that pattern, then you should be able to get all of the correct references changed. Okay. All right, and then make sure you change your log file name here to your apply Oracle Lab to your name.txt or .log. All right, and save that. So when you've made those edits and made the edits to this file, then you should be ready to run. All right, so let's see where I am here. I'm in the home student, so I need to change directories to data/cit225/oracle/lab2. All right, now I start up SQL+, student/student. There's my SQL prompt, and I run. I do @ and mine has the Y in front. Apply Oracle Lab 2 Mick.SQL. Okay, and rerun it. Okay, this will take a minute to run, so I'm going to pause the video while that runs, okay? All right, the script has finished running, so I'll share my screen again. And now we go in and look at the log file for the Apply Oracle Lab 2. So we open. And I'm in the Lab 2 directory here. And now you'll see that there are a lot of log files, and there needs to be a log file for every subscript that you ran, right? So I scroll to the bottom here to find my Y Apply Oracle Lab to Mick.log, and I open that and see what the results are here. So I have the validation query, and here are the results. Base tables, 10 rows selected. That means my tables say system user lab, and my sequences say system user lab S1. Okay, and so that looks good. Looks like everything got created, but you have to go in and look at each of those log files. Now it's best to do them in the sequence that they ran. So go to the system user lab log first, and here you can see in lab instructions the validation, or what the results of the validation query should yield, right? So you just scroll through here. the PL/SQL procedure was successfully completed. Here's your create table. Table was created. Okay, here's your validation query, and then here are your validation results. And this is in the lab instructions here. If the expected results match your results, then everything's good. Okay, and then some more validation queries and validation results, and you scroll through and make sure that there are no errors and that all of your validation queries have the correct results. Okay, looks good. Then go to the Common Lookup Lab log file and check that the same way and go through and check them all. Okay, no errors. Expected results match your actual results in all the files, then everything's good. And then you go to the Dropbox and you submit 2 files in the Dropbox. And if it looks like everybody's doing good, I'll just hold it to those 2 files, right? So your SQL file, your apply Oracle lab to your name.sql, and your apply Oracle lab to your name.log or .txt. Okay, and submit that to the Dropbox. All right, so that should be it for lab 2, and I'm going to be working on lab 3, and I'll get lab 3 out to you as soon as I can, and we'll just see how we do on the schedule here for when we can get to lab 3. Okay, so get lab 2 done, get it in, and then we can move on to lab 3. Okay, I think that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and close this video.